Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Well, my name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we're taking a look at PolyPipe by 4Pockets. It's pretty damn cool. So let's urge. Whoa, what's going on? Hello, welcome to the show. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And of course, I hope you're doing okay. It's Saturday morning here. I have to apologize for yesterday. I wasn't able to do the interview that we had scheduled with Adorable Anarchy because I just was not well, and it would not have gone well if I had have forced myself to do so. But here we are. We're okay today, just okay. Getting there. That's all right. Good enough to do the show today, I expect. So today we're taking a look at PolyPipe by 4Pockets, and there's a lot to this app, right? There's definitely a lot to this. What's interesting about this app by Paul is that he's got an incredible collection of apps available, and it seems like there's this pattern with his apps where he'll put out a bunch of apps, and then all of a sudden he'll come out with this one that's like a combination of a whole bunch of things from all those different apps in this super kind of collection. And that's what I think PolyPipe is. It's a very, very powerful live performance module, something you can use in AUM for just producing stuff. But there's a lot of capabilities you can use this for. It's very, very deep, and that is how it goes. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to tell you how much it is. First, it is $14.99. It works on your iPhone, and it works on your iPad, and it works on your Mac. So you get all three for the price of one at $14.99. There it is. There's a link in the description. There's a pinned comment up the top if you want to go and do it there. That's all good. Hello, Russ. Bass line. Hello, Denise. All right, typical Saturday show. Don't even know why I do them anymore. But here we go. So I'm going to open up this project here. We have it running in AUM. I've got one instance of it. I've got a bunch of instruments all connected to it. This is the interface. It is just really nice. Forest of the Wolf. Is Forest of the Wolf here? Oh, there he is. Hello, Forest of the Wolf. So I'm going to kick this off. Now, this is controlled by a keyboard. So to do this, you need to kind of hit a note to start. It takes MIDI input to kick this thing off, right? So we're going to do it and have some of these instruments playing. Then I'm going to introduce the drums. All right, let's do it. righty, there we go. So PolyPipe, in a nutshell, has multiple tracks. Let's clean this out of here and show you how to get this thing going on. We'll start with the clean slate. Lewis Cook, hello. Dave Bops, g'day. And Riverband Sim, exciting stuff. So this does not make any sound. This only produces MIDI. So you know you'll need to open this up as a MIDI processor. There it is. You need to feed it into other tracks. We're going to kick off with a piano and keep it very simple with Piano Tech 9. And much like Paul's other apps, like think about Helium or can't think of the other name of it, Brains Mesh, but you've normally got these 4 outputs, and this is no different, right? So you've got 4 outs, A, B, C, and D. So we're going to send our first one out to the piano. And they coincide as we go full screen with the top section here. So ARP A, B, C, and D. They are your selectors. And within each A, B, C, and D, you have 4 patterns here. Pattern A, B, C, and D. Now you can see they're all exactly the same at the start right here. If I go in, and so we're just focusing on ARP A at the moment. If I come into pattern A and move a couple of these just randomly to show you the difference, then move to B, and then we'll put all these up at the end. C, we'll put all these down, and D, we'll just do a mix. You can see when I flick through these, you've got different patterns. So you get 4 of these patterns per ARP, okay? 4 patterns. You don't have to use all 4. You can use 1 or 2 of them if you like as well. You can tell by how many you're using in a pattern by this little underline here. See, under pattern A, there's a little line there. If I long press now here, it'll put an underline under all of these. So now when I hit play, and I'm just going to change the speed first, and we'll change this down to like an 1/8. And if I hit play now by, of course, touching a key on my keyboard, and let me connect a keyboard. Now, what you would have noticed then, it's not changing. It's stuck here on pattern D. It's selected here. If I go to pattern A and do that again, hold down a note, it continues to repeat, and every time it gets to the end of the sequence, watch up here, it'll flash to let you know it's repeating. So it repeats. Now, how do we get these things moving between all 4 of them? Well, this little play button up here, this will now shift through all 4 of these. Also, what you need to be aware of too, if this little forward motion button is not connected up here, you won't see the pattern move. So watch up here as I go through the pattern. It'll actually change and flick through all 4 patterns, but the setting, this actual sequence won't change. So it's moved to B, but we're still on A. Now on C. And now on D. So if we tap this button up here, it's this forward motion, it's the follow pattern button. Now it'll be completely different. As soon as I hit a key on the keyboard, you'll see it go through the patterns and change live. Okay, hopefully you get the way the patterns work there. And you get 4 of these per ARP. Now you see when I change to ARP B, only pattern A is selected here. It's with a little underline underneath. So each ARP is completely independent of the other ARP. So you can come in and change all these settings per pattern. You can change things like the speed or the randomization. Each ARP is completely independent. So that is that in a nutshell. I'm going to just show you how to clear these out too. So right now we have all these patterns that have stuff in them. You can get rid of them quickly by hitting the delete button and either the selected pattern or all patterns, and it will reset back to 0. It'll only reset the actual patterns, right? So let's just hold down again, long press, and you'll see those little underlines are gone again, and we're just stuck here on pattern A. You also have an init preset button you can tap here, and that will just refresh every single thing. So you'll see our speed went back to a 16th as well. But if you just want to delete patterns, the little delete bin is the best way to go. Let's talk about our settings up here in the top corner. You'll find the init preset button up here as well. You can load presets, save presets. You will notice there's only one demo in here. When you first load this, there will be nothing in here. There's no presets, so you get to make your own presets. If you want to save a preset, you just hit the little save button here, name it, and it will appear there also. In the little menu, you can load and save presets as well. You can access the pattern manager, which we'll get into soon, an independent pattern manager, which is for the sequences. This can also be gotten to over here by clicking this little hamburger icon and getting to the pattern manager here as well. So you can do that, or you can come to the pattern manager over here to quickly go through patterns like bass, chords, notes. If I tap, you'll get a selection of patterns like so. Now when I hold down a C, so you've got a whole heap of patterns here to play around with. Another bass line. Right, we can go to cyber. And just tap the little up button, the little here, and you can come up custom chords. So there's lots of patterns. We'll come back to patterns. We'll clear this out again. We'll just clear selected pattern, get rid of it. And let's get into some of the modes so you can see how all that works. I'm just going to do an init preset up the top here. Reset again. And we'll get into all the notes and the octaves and all of that jazz. So here we are. This is just a clean init preset. Plus, before we do that, you can change the color scheme if you like as well too. So if you don't like the colors, come down to the panel background. You can come in and change the background. You can change the buttons, the way they all work. That's completely up to you. You can save that color scheme if you like it. So you can come back to that color scheme. You got knobs, controls, all that kind of stuff. You can do, if you want to get to the color preset manager, you'll notice with a lot of 4Pockets apps, well, all of them, there's a little chevron in the corner, which means if you hold down, you'll get these color options. And also if you swipe down quickly, it'll open up the color section. So whenever you see, if I zoom in, anything that has like a, that's it, I think you can see it there, anything that has a little arrow that points down, like over here, see there's a little arrow just there, swipe down or long press for different options, okay? Pretty much standard stuff for a 4Pockets app. There's some settings in here with Aftertouch and the allow full screen mode. You can turn this on and off for reshaping. It'll just mean when you actually reshape things. We turn this off. It'll actually cut out. So when we make it larger, it'll accommodate. Now, if we make this smaller, it'll remove parts of it to accommodate for your screen size. But you can come in here to settings and make that normal screen so everything's showing all the time. The manual's in here as well too if you want to go in and read the manual. Good thing about the manual, if you get to here and you're like, all right, I want to check this out, you can close the manual and I'm pretty sure you can come back and it'll kick off exactly where you left off, right? So then you can check out the arpeggiator panel, close it and come back and you'll always be where you left off. So you'll have no problem there. All right, let's do this. Let's get into the step modes. So firstly, down here, I'll just make sure we're on an 8th. So when I hold down a note now, we're getting those C notes, right? Now, if I change keys, it's going to go up 2 steps every time I play, right? So you're controlling it with the keyboard. There is no, there is another button up here I want to show you as well. This one up here saves a lot of time. It's the note latch, and it works for your keyboard. So for an external keyboard as well as an on-screen keyboard. So now when I tap a key, it just does it. So that latch button, you can contact Paul. I'll tell you the best way to contact him is to go over here, hit about in the app. Oh no, there's no thing there. What is Paul's email? I can't remember where you can find it. If you go to, I can tell you what Paul's email is. It is, give me a sec. Paul's email is, God, I hate Windows computers. Come on, dude. Paul. It is, can I copy and paste it? I can't copy and paste it. I don't. Oh, yes, I can. Let's see if I can copy and paste it. There we go. Look at that. I'll put it in the chat for you. And he will gladly help you out, right? Oh, there you go. There's Paul's email. Douche. So, you're watching this, Paul, you probably should put your email in the app so people can just click on it. Most people do that these days. Gary Hubs, what's going on? Good to see you, my friend. Is there anyone I've missed who's hanging out? And Revent, hello to you as well. Also, where was I? Right. So we have these, hold down a key, right? You can change, it's all done by the keyboard, right? There needs to be some kind of input. Now you have these modes here. So you've got, now remember these are arps, right? So these top four, they are arps. So you've got an up and down. So we're currently set to up. If I change this to down and hold 3 notes, now it's going up. Then we've got a ping-pong, which bounces back and forward, goes to the end, comes back. We've also got a random, so this will just skip around, as you can see. We also have this fun one called drunk, and I'll start it again. So I'm holding down 3 notes here, if you didn't know, right? So just a simple triad. Watch it. It'll start and then stagger and fall back and then stagger and fall back. And it's like a drunk trying to find his way home. So it's desperately trying to get home, but it just can't. Eventually it will. Is it going to get there? Right, so that's drunk mode. You also have a random gate. So this one puts in random stops. I'll play the same triad. So every now and again it puts in a random space or a silent. Again, just playing a triad. Right, so those are your step modes, and the next one down is called poly. So now if I play a triad, it's going to play the chord that I'm playing. So I'll show you this. So we're playing this triad here. Play a minor, major, right? And it's just going to play those chords, whatever chords I play. That is the poly mode. And then we have bass. So with this bass mode, no matter what chord I play, always the lowest of the chord will be played. So if I change any notes here, it won't pick any of these higher notes up. Only this low, right? Nothing's being added. And you're probably thinking, well, why is that? Why is that in there? Of course, well, if you're playing, say you have a lane of ARP that is set to the poly mode and you're playing chords and you've got ARP Bs doing a bass line, then you would set that to the bass and it's only going to pick up the lower key of that chord, right? So really clever stuff there. Let's come back over here. Our bass. We also have this one called custom chords. Now you'll notice straight away it changes. Now we're going to get into moving these things around as well soon. Custom chords has this additional section here where you can actually click on it and you can decide what is played within the chord. So I'm now just holding down one key and I can add in notes within a chord. So now when I play this first note, where are we? So I'm playing a chord and I can come in and do this with all of these randomly. Right? We'll get further into these as we go on. So that's custom chords. You also have the last one here, which is chords and notes. Hello, Leela, if I didn't already say it, I can't remember. Custom chords. So I'm playing a single note now, and it's still playing this basic C note here. The difference is I can come in with these and select chords. So I can select a major here. I can go on the 5th one here. Let's do a major again. And we can come over here on the 9th one and put in a minor. Then we can come over here and put in like a 7th sus. So now when I play a single note on the keyboard, so a whole bunch of different modes to create different things. And again, like I said, each ARP can have a different mode in it, right? So one can be the chords, one can be the bass, one can be the poly, and you're going to get all these different kind of things happening like the song I opened the show with. Very, very cool. All right, let's talk about moving notes around. So we'll come back over here. We're back on pattern A. Let's clear this out. Let's hit a preset. Let's do an init patch. Set this back to an 8th. And let's start with the up mode because this will work the same for all of these, right? The random, all of these top ones, this is exactly the same, right? You can move these around. So they go up by an octave each time. So if we just start randomly moving some of these, we'll show you that little change there. And we bring this one down here and this one all the way up the top here. And now I hold down a C note. Thank you, Sanderwolf. Right, so we can move by octaves. Nice, easy, understand, cool. And you'll see, you can tell what octave you're on by this little section down here. See how it says 12 here, minus 12, 12, minus 12, 12. This one's 24. And you can change these as well by dragging on this little box here. And what this gives you the option to move by semitone. So let's show you with, say, this C note right here. If I grab where it says 0 and start moving, it gives you a readout of actual notes instead of just going by octave. So we might want to say C and we'll go to an F, right? And over here, we could take this down to a G. So now we're actually playing around with notes. Let's do some more notes over here. Let's grab this one here and do a drag. We'll do like this high F. Over here, we'll grab this one and make this a G as well. Joshua, hello. Right, so two ways of actually creating melodies in this track. You either can move up by octaves by just dragging the entire note, or using this little square down here to individually find a note that you would like as well. Very, very powerful stuff. Let's bring that back to C, and we're good to go. I want to talk about velocities now. So you can actually change the velocity of each line. How do you do it? Click anywhere away from the button. If I tap, now I can drag up and down, and this will change the velocity of this particular note. And if I drag across, I can draw in a velocity. So you should be able to see that velocity. Now when I play, so heaps of powerful velocities. I could start it up here and just drag it across. Let's do it this way. Drag that up, and then drag it all the way across to bring them back, or do a diagonal down, right? So it's going to slowly but there's an easier way to do this. Right. Nice. Let's just grab this, drag it, and then we'll drag them all across. So they're all back to their equal velocity. While we're talking about velocity, up the top here, there is a velocity button. If I turn this on now, it will allow me to play velocity sensitive keyboard, right? So now I'm on the keyboard. If I tap really lightly, change notes to harder. Let's go soft again. So the velocity sensitivity of your keyboard can be activated by using this velocity button up here. Also, if you hold down on this, you can decide the sensitivity. So if you play a full chord, you can say the first note is only affected by velocity, or the last note, or each note, or the lowest note, right? So if I select lowest note and play a chord, so whatever the lowest note's velocity has been pressed will be the velocity, right? So a lot of good options here in velocity. You can turn this on and off. We'll just put this back to first note and turn it off. When it's off, it's always going to be hard. Boom. Just always going to be full velocity, okay? Selecting things. Let's talk about selecting these notes, because it's made very easy. You want to select a group of these notes in this sequence here and make changes at once. You can just tap across the top and you'll see they light up. So let's just do these three here as well, and these two. So now if I move any of these, they'll all move together, right? So you can actually move stuff together. You can make other changes as well. If they're selected, you want to deselect, you just go through and unselect them all like so. Or just tap off, right? Just tap anywhere on the screen, it'll deselect, so tap off. Or you can do a group selection like this, drag across, and they'll all be selected, and you can move these all up and down as well, right? Tap off and it will deselect them also. So really easy to select. Plus, what you can do if you've got a bass connected to this and you want to do like a legato note so it shifts. So you see how we've got this C going to this F, and it's a huge gap. If I double tap this F, it puts this little line between them. So now they're set to do a slide. So if I load in a bass, which we'll try and do now, and we'll send it across. Maybe we'll use bass, king of bass, be able to hopefully find a legato in here. Oh no, actually we'll load up one of Paul's apps. Let's support Paul. Cydia, what do we got? We'll find a bass in here. We've got a dark bass. It's set to legato, so we've got a legato already set with this. And portamento, that's all good. So hopefully we'll send this out here to this bass, turn that off. Is that working? Hear how it's sliding? Woo! Let's put in another one. We'll do a crazy one like this. We'll do a really high one. So you can do a whole bunch of little slide notes in there. If you want to get rid of these, just double tap on the second one, like so, and it'll delete them. So double tap to add, double tap to delete on the second one up the top here, and that's how you do that. Look, isn't it right? Look, we've had a week, Sim. You may have already seen I've got 2 shows planned for next week. They're already up on the channel for Scalar. So we've had Inky, we've got PolyPipe, and we've got Scalar. 3 very, very incredibly powerful apps for sending MIDI data to places, right? They're all different, hey? They're all in their own respect different as well. 2. So we're back over here to our piano. Okay, so you'll notice along the top here where we can change these and change all these notes, there's this little section here. If I drag this up, this is actually adding ratchets. I can tap on this and it gives up a little box here, and I can say, hey, put in 4 ratchets there. For this one, let's put in 3 ratchets here, and for this one, we'll put in just 2 ratchets. So now when I play back, right, so you can add ratchets very easily, and you don't need to pop up this actual little dialogue. You can just drag, if you watch, if I drag up and down, and you can just add them this way, right? You can see the number, this little dial, this little box appears up the top saying repeats, and you can just drag them up that way if you want. Let's put in 8 in this one. Right, but if you come in and tap this dialogue, you get these other options. So things like even, you can go up. If we tap up now, watch what happens to this ratchet. Beautiful, it builds up, or you can do a down. You can do this human one where it puts a gap in between each one. So essentially you're getting 4. You've got a default. Right. You can change the probability so it doesn't always happen each time, right? So you can change the probability as you like as well. But there is another menu snuck in here as well too. If I double tap here, it brings up the ratchet velocities. So you can actually come in here and physically draw these in, the velocities, and this is really cool. You can come into each one and drag up semitones and actually make something musical in here. So let's do this, we'll do it 11, and this one we'll put like 6. So now when we hear this, now if I slow this down over here on our speed, right? Pretty damn cool. If you want to get rid of all this, just drag it all the way down and get rid of the ratchets, and they are gone. Happy days. Ratchet's done. Let's bring this back up to, so here. We'll talk about the speed. So you've got all these speeds. You can go 1 to 1, dotteds, triplets, usual stuff for your step speed. You can do that to your flavor. Remember, each ARP is independent. So I can make this one an eighth. This one, is it right? Or are they all the same? I can make this one half. This one an eighth. I can make this one a 16th. So they are all completely independent of each other. Now, if I send this second track out to here, which is currently set to a bass, and we'll come into ARP B, ARP B, and we'll just load up a bass pattern from here. So you can see how A is playing at half speed, and B is playing at 16th. So complete flexibility for each of your ARPs, absolutely 100%. Let's clear out. We're on ARP A, so I'm just going to delete this for now. Selected pattern, goodbye. And we are good. I'm going to remove this bass just for now. And we are good. Back to just piano. Okay. Right. I think we've covered most of the, let's talk about these settings here as well too, because you can come in here and shift these, right? So you've got left and right shifts. You can move these back and forward as you like. You can move them all up a semitone at a time. Hello, Brad, example. So you can move them all, or you can move them all up an octave or down an octave as well too, right? And you can do this in real time. So you can move these around in real time while you're performing as well. If you've got multiple hands like I do, I think we've all got multiple hands. You can change you can transpose live up here as well too. So this whole ARP now will go down an octave or down 2 octaves. Or up 1. Okay, now let's get to our next section here. Cold Acre, what's going on? Brad, example, hello to you. And who else? Rustic, g'day to you. Let's talk about putting in spaces and gaps, because you can do this and it's this easy. Say I want to take, shorten these notes here, these 3 notes. Did you see that? I can grab hold of the end of the note and halve it. I can quarter it all the way down like this. I can take it down just 1. So now, right, really easy to do so. Now, if I want to delete an entire note, double tap, gone. So now I could drag this all the way out and take this 4. So you can make these incredibly long as well. Now, obviously, if I wanted to make this one long, I can't really drag it, can I? Because there's other notes next to it. So if you want to do so, you're going to have to delete, double tap, and then you can drag this out to your required length. That's what she said. I can bring this only halfway, and then you've got a gap in there. I can draw in another note if I want, just over here. And take this down as well too. So we've got a gap there. Let's clear this pattern out right for now. So again, selected pattern, let's clear it out. You can also take this all the way up to 32 steps if you like. Now remember, ARPs are independent. So when we click back between, this one is set to 16, and you can start doing some really interesting polyrhythms with this too. So if I bring this down to like a 10 on this second one, or we'll take this to 10, And we'll do like we'll put in a bass thing in here, a bass line like that. And in this first one, we've got 32. And we could come in and just do like a one finger melody. We'll turn this up to 32. So you can see we've got between these two different settings. This is set to 32. Let's bring this right down and make it like so 16, or we'll do even weirder. We'll do like 11. So we'll set it to let's go even stupider, right? We'll set it to 10. Now we'll connect our bass back up. Let's find in fact, what we'll do, we'll use King of Bass for this. Send this out, up B. So the thing is with polyrhythms, right, because we've got set this one's set to 32 and this one's set to 10, I think, they're going to get out of sync, right? And if you've got more of these, you've got 4 of them, things can get kind of stupid and you'll lose all sense of direction. What Paul has put in here, which is pretty clever, is this master reset. When you tap on it, you can actually decide how many beats it actually takes before it starts to resync again. And if you watch, we'll come back over to ARP here, watch the marker going across, and at a certain point, it'll get to and then reset. See that go there? So it's about 2 and a bit. It gets to like 2 and then the third one, and it resets. And there it just reset. So if we're playing chords here, right? I'm just going to come over this one. We'll change this to a bass so it makes a bit more sense. So that's just a fail-safe Paul's put in there. I'm just going to turn off the bass for now and go back to our keys, because another interesting thing you can see with this too, which is in relation to, I think it's this one here. If I play 2 notes on my keyboard and then add another note, it just adds the note in while we're still playing. So you can actually, because these are all the same, you can change this along the way, right? But you can come up here and you can actually set this to reset. So when I add another note, so you can actually reset it instead of just keeping it go all the way through. Just another little quality of life thing that Paul's added in there to, you know, because once you've got 4 ARPs running, it can get pretty wild. Let me tell you that. Indeed. So we've gone through, where are we up to? We've gone through all this section. We're going to go a little bit long today because there's a lot to explain. Let's get to our next section. We'll talk about the poly section. So with poly here, this works with chords. So it's playing whatever chord I'm playing in, it's playing that chord for each of these notes. Let's bring this down, make it a bit more sensible, like 16. Slow it. Right, so these are playing the chords that I'm actually putting through here. Now, remember, let me show you this screen. The thing is with this, right, is that not all these chords are going to work, right? Because we've got all these random notes here that are put in, and depending on the chord that I'm playing, it's not always going to work. Things are going to go out, and you may have a minor chords in here and you're playing a major. You can come in and set your scales. And it will help with that. Also with scales down here, you can come in, choose any scales. So you've got heaps of scales to choose from, minors, all this, and you can see whatever's dark is not in that scale. So I can pick and choose, and you can create your own scales from here as well too by picking and choosing. And you'll notice down here this randomization stuff is going off. We'll get to randomization. It's pretty nuts, the randomization. Let's reset this pattern here. So again, we play a chord. We'll set this to a major. Right. So again, we can come in here and add these chords here. So again, this is, it will play single chords if you're playing a single note, and it'll play chords. You can pattern transpose here as well too. It'll transpose the entire pattern. You can spread as well. So this will spread the octaves. If I hit drunk, I can do ascending as well. You can do repeats, cycle the notes. Probably not on this. This is a bad example of what I'm doing right now. I will turn this to the same note and ascending, leave that off. We'll do this on another one. You can change the length. You can change the swing as well with this control here. And you have a master gate. So zero swing will give you zero swing, and it'll give you a percentage of how much swing is being added to this. Again, with these, you can change the notes up here as well. But Poly works really good as single notes, and you can get it to work really well using chords also. Okay, we are going to move on. So we covered the bass. The bass really doesn't need much more explanation. It's always going to play the lowest note of the chord that you play, right? But let's get into custom chords, because custom chords are really fun. So I'm going to reset this again. Let's do a reset. And we're all back to zero, and we're going to go to an eighth, and we're going to go to custom chords down here. And like I showed you before, you can add chords in here by tapping. You can randomize as well, so you can hit a dice for all of these. And now let's just do a few of these. So you just tap on this little box here, and we'll make all these randomized. So the root note's always going to play, but we could get some randomization. For this one here, we won't do randomization. We'll just add a third, a fourth, and a fifth. And for this one, we'll take out the root note. We'll put in just a third and a fourth. So I'm playing a chord here, because this is custom chords, obviously, so you need to play chords. Right, so you're able to, you can see they've got little question marks to the side here, meaning that these could be triggered, these could be triggered, these could be triggered. Or with this one, I can make sure all of these are triggered each time. So you'll see when it gets to this note here, I play a chord, always going to play a chord. And of course, you can do ratcheting for these as well too. And you can change the notes of these too, or go up, so by semitones. So if we go... and of course, all this is controlled via your keyboard, remember? So we can play a chord. Right, and you can move up full octaves as well with these, like so. Now you'll notice with some of these too, I just changed the spread octaves. So with some of these now that I've changed spread octaves, we can change it to 3. When I play, you're going to hear a wider variety of octaves being played in there. The customization of this thing is, it's so much customization. I've spent a lot of time reading the manual. Look, and I know it's a lot to take in, right? It is a lot to take in. Paul's apps are like that, right? But definitely it's one of those apps that is worth your time to take in and understand as best as you can, and just play around as well too. So we have, what have we got here? So we've covered this lock button. So now I don't have to hold down notes. You can see I've been holding down notes. I can just tap. So for live performance, trust me, this little button here is your friend. It is your friend. So that's a briefish overview of the custom chords. Let's talk about the last one here, chords and notes. So this is where you can get pretty silly. Let's bring this right down for this one. We'll bring it down to about 4, and we'll delete this, double tap, and we can drag this out and make a longer note. We'll bring our speed down to about 1/2. So now, let's get rid of this ratchet. We'll set this back down to C, right? Okay, so when I play a note here, we're just getting single notes. This is the beauty of this one. Instead here, we can tap on this little C button here and we can create chords. I can create a C minor. Here we can go to we'll tap here, sorry, C major. And we'll make them all majors, right? So we'll tap this one, make it a major. And we can move these around and say, let's drag this up now, and we'll make this a F major, and we'll make this a G major. So now when I hold down a single note, now what I might want to do is take this section here, drag it, shrink it down, and I can draw in another note at some point. So let's just make this up another 2 kind of steps, and I can add in single notes. So we can then take this and make this another chord, so a major, and we'll bring this back to an F. And once again, hold down one note, so you can see we're just getting this single note being played. You can have a mixture of single notes and chords. So I can now like halve this. I could put in another note if I want. If I had another one in here, right, I could shorten this as well too. So you can make a combination. I could take this one as well here and just change this to a note instead. Get rid of the chord, single, turn this in, let's stretch this out and we'll make this one a chord, right? I keep doing that, major. Drag that back out. So you can do a combination of chords, and so if you really go crazy, you could create a whole bunch of madness with this, with, you know, spaces, a really long 32-part sequence. It's really cool for making chords. Again, you've got ratcheting down here, so you can add ratchets in if you want. We could put a ratchet in on this note, take these ratchets out here. Again, I'm holding one note. Right? And you'll notice when I play chords, it doesn't make a difference. This is based on a one note, this chords and notes. Let's talk about randomization because, oh man, the randomization's mad, all right? Let's clear this out. Randomization. We're just focusing on this one pattern here at the moment. You'll notice this is the whole randomization section down the bottom. You can randomize notes, silence, length, that's what she said, octave, velocity, ratcheting, ties. We've seen ties, tying bass notes together, tying notes together. You can do all of them. Now you notice when I hit all and turn off all, these little lines appear underneath. If there is a line underneath these, that means they are included whenever you tap the randomization. Everything's been randomized. So everything's been randomized there because there's an arrow, there's a little line under each of these. Even the CCs have been randomized as well. If I turn it off, nothing's going to be randomized. If I hold down on the randomization button, it'll reset to the last thing that I had. So it's kind of like an undo. So if we do an all again, there's a randomization. And if I tap here, it's going to do that. Now, if I hold down, it's going to reset back to the original section. If you want to just randomize the note, say, all you need to do is long press and only the notes will be randomized. So only the notes, if we randomize again, boom. You can randomize on the fly. But here's where it gets crazy. Tap and you'll see these percentages here. I've never seen anything like this, Paul. So great job. Watch this. So basically this has broken up everything into notes. So we've got a chromatic scale at the moment. So you've got all the notes, C all the way through to B. If I start removing a percentage, do you see things start to change in real time? So if I lock down and hit a note, I can, in real time, change out the randomization of certain notes. It's just so clever. Now, if I like the randomization that I've done for this note, there's a little freeze button here. If I tap that and the light goes off, that means whatever I change here won't change anything. You see how nothing's changing? These are staying stagnant. If I turn it back on again, we are able to change things in real time. You even have a level of randomization here, which is so cool. I can just change the strength of this and turn it all the way down, and it'll eventually bring everything back to the middle. Right? So then you can even customize from there. Really nuts. We also have this silence, this button here. So consecutive silence and ratchets is permitted. So that's going to be if you add silence. So let's keep these notes. Let's just do a randomization. Turn these up. Let's a few more of these. Give it a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Randomization. Give the strength full go. So now we've got a whole bunch of random stuff here. Quickly, we'll talk about the scales, because the scales are connected to the randomization too. If I choose a major scale now, you'll see all of these are zeroed out, telling us which notes are not in that scale. If we try to change these, they will not change. They are totally blanked out. So now you are guaranteed to get notes in this scale, right? Hey, thank you, Bopper. Thank you very much. Oh, I can't tell you how many times I watch Paul's videos. I will drop a link in the description to Paul's 3 videos he's made, because it's a 4Pockets app, man. It's crazy. If I go to a minor, or let's just go to like a Dorian penta, you can see here, here's a representation of that Dorian penta, and you can see what notes are blacked out here. Even when I do a randomization, it's only going to randomize these notes that are available in that scale. Super, super good. All right, let's just go back to a chromatic and let's turn off notes and show you silence. Here is silence. We can randomize silence like this. And as you can see down the bottom, it says 79% no silence. And as I do this again in real time, 50% for a one silence. And look, 23% for this will totally blank this out. Which is great for rhythmic stuff as well too, yeah? And in real time, if we hold down on note now and do a random, we're randomizing the notes and those silences. Let's put in some notes again. So just double tap anyway to put notes back in. So that's silence. We've got length here as well too. If I put an underline under the length, again in real time, let's turn the notes off. In real time with length, I can draw things up and you can see we're shortening. So the measurements are down the bottom. So we'll get longer ones with the 3, longer ones with the 4. Get a few of these really short ones in here as well. You add in a silence as well too. So the combinations can get really fucking wild. Octaves. Let's hold down these. Octaves are the same as well too. If we hold down, the octaves are now being moved around. So -1, randomization, +1, +2, or just hit random, right? Keep going until you find something that you like. Right, remember we're in chromatic, so there's that. Turn off this one. Velocities as well. You can draw these, you can drag these. So these won't work unless velocity is attached. Is that right? This category is, I can't remember. Why are we not? Oh, got to turn it on. Got to turn it on. Got to have a line underneath. You can draw these, right, with your finger, like so, diagonally, up and down. So again, it's by 127. 8% will be 127. Or you just got the dice. Same with ratchets. Let's just clear this pattern out. Come back to start. And ratchets, hold down. And you can do this in real time. Where are we? Ratchets. Let's do a... So I just hit the random. So you can see 78% will give me a lot of ratchets. We can also do ties. So let's come into ties, random, and you're going to get ties as well. Or you can just select all and do a random. Pretty fucking wild. Right. So I haven't made anything yet with this, but we'll close out with that today. Let's talk about, so we've covered those. CCs you can do as well too. I'll quickly explain CCs. So you can decide which CCs are randomized as well. If you've got CCs turned on, hold down, you can see it's in the mix. To turn on CCs up here, you need to tap up here. And what this does is it randomizes, you can choose whatever you want. So this is for modulation. So it's currently set to a mod wheel. And you can have these control mod wheel. And you've also got CC2 as well, which you can add whatever you want up here as well. So it's so ridiculous, the amount of customization. I want to quickly clear this out and show you strums. Let's set this to a guitar just for a, oh, we'll use this guitar, right? We've got this classical guitar in here because you can do strumming as well. To turn on strumming, tap this little button and it will turn on strumming edits. And now you'll see the numbers disappear here, or the letters, and I'm able to drag up and do these strums. I'm going to set this to poly, right? And if I drag these down and hold down a chord, let's slow this down even further. So you can actually do some strumming with this too. Now I can go down a small 100. But if I pull all the way down, you'll see it changes to an arp. Same with up, if I pull it all the way. So the ability to do strumming in here is also, there's a whole bunch of patterns in here too for strums. So if we just pick one, a complex strum. Let's pick another one. Right, so I'm holding down chords there, just so you know, because we're in poly. But this can be used with custom chords, right? Or your... So you can use chords as well too, do it like, you know, a major. Oh yeah, too. If you pick a chord from here, you can actually come in. I forgot to mention this with chords as well. So when you pick a chord, once you've picked it, if you double tap here, you can come in and change these chords out and add more notes. Now remember, everything's done in like a C, but it is all based on where you move these, right? So if we move this up to a D or whatever, we're in a chromatic at the moment, right? And you can tell if you've made changes to the chord. Let's put in like a bass note here. It'll put a little red underline underneath. So we've got these spread sections here for each of the modes as well. So we've just changed it to alternating, ascending, random, drunk. You can do repeats. You can do a ping-pong. So it's going to be different each time, right? Man, the depth of this is just too fucking wild for me. Let's clear this out of here. What else do we need to cover? Let's talk about this. This is patterns are really easy, right? So if you want to do a bass pattern for you want to do some chords for the first one, custom chords, do a cascade. There's your custom chords, right? Custom chords, we do like a, what do we got here? Octave arpa. For Art B, I might want to put a bass line in here. You choose bass. Let's do like a bass line 4. Let's add something else. Let's add another instrument. I know we'll throw in here Acidia, right? Let's find some kind of bell thing. What do we got? Keys. Got like a bell blossom. Let's use that. And we can send ARP C out to this. And we can come over to ARP C. Let's generate a 1-finger melody. Probably not the best because that one's moving around. Let's do there we go. See how easy that was just to make something, right? We got the guitar doing its bit. We got the 4th harp in here. No, there is no unearthed. One more week off and then we'll be back, right? Field tone audio, what's going on? Okay, let me show you another thing that's really ace. I might want to create in here, say, a saxophone. I don't know why. A swam, a tenor sax. Why not? Let's do it sax. Don't even have my thing connected. Let's do J8, right? I might want to add in here a J8. I'm going to connect this to my keyboard. this pad here, right? And I might want to play it live. I want to have this going. And I might want to play that J8 along with it. You can do this. Over here, we have this, where I can find it, this section here. But MIDI through on and off. So if I turn it on, now MIDI through for ARP C will be on. So this is independent for ARP. So we're going to go to ARP D here. Make sure it's all connected. Is it going out to synth? So that is now connected to the J8, but it's set to MIDI through on. Right? So when I'm playing the notes here, you can hear J8 because it's being played on the same key that I'm controlling the rest of the mix with. But if I hold down, sorry, not hold down, swipe down, we can now map the keyboard. So what are we on? I think this is C4. So we can take this, drag it to here. Or are we on C3? I think we're on C3. We'll come down here. I was right the first time. Here we go. So I can make sure all of these, the first three, only get played all the way up to C4. And then for J8, we can drag this over here. So now on my keyboard, it's split. This is J8. I don't know why. Oh. Don't know why I'm getting it through. Why are you coming through, dude? That shouldn't be coming through. So I can play, I can separate this through. I know why. It's because I've got the keyboard connected over here, man. Is that right? No, that's good. That's good. We want it over here. There we go. I had the keyboard connected on J8. I didn't need that, right? So now we've got our key split. Frank Terzo, how are you going? So now when I hold down this, our pattern's going to play. So you're able to split up the keyboard, do MIDI mapping for all four of these sections and play to your heart's content. Very, very convenient. You can also get to these over here by swiping down, and you can select the individual keyboard. So because we have ARP D selected at the moment, and I swipe down, I can change the MIDI mapping for this only. Or you can swipe down over here and control all of them. There's also, if you hold down, you're able to set a MIDI note on your keyboard to turn off and on this. What I'm going to do is, let's quickly swipe down and get rid of this. Yoink. So if I hold down and tap on ARP A, it's now waiting for a MIDI note. So if I press a key on my keyboard, I can now, so now 60 is being set. So I can now turn on and off. And if you see up the top here, every time I'm hitting the key, I'm turning on and off ARP A. I can come over to this one. And now we've got 62. I can come over to this one and map 64. So I'm just mapping this to the 4 keys on my keyboard as well. So if you take a look over here, I can turn on all these arps at my leisure. Right? So now we just got the bass. Let me bring in the piano, this guitar. The amount of customization for this thing is just so mind-bending. There's so much stuff in here. Another thing which is really cool, which are the last two things I'll cover because an hour and a half is way long enough for this demo, right? This little hamburger icon allows you to copy and paste. When you click on this, you can copy a pattern. So let's just put in a pattern here. We'll put in a bass pattern. Let's actually, we'll clear all these out. I want to clear everything, bro. Clear everything out of here. Let's just do it. All of them gone. I'm going to turn all these off. Okay. Here we are. Pete Johns, hello. Bring this down to 16. Alrighty. What was I doing? Right. Let's just do a bass pattern. So we've got a bass line in there. And that's set on ARP B. Right. So ARP B has our bass line. I might want to copy this onto ARP A. How do I do it? Tap over here, copy pattern, tap on A, paste pattern. That didn't work properly because we've only got 16 bars, but if 8 bars, but if we bring it up to 16, you can see we've copied, oh, we've got more. So 32, right? So you can come over here. There's your pattern copied. You can copy them back and forward. You can do even something like this. This is wild. You can get to your pattern manager from here, I mentioned. Also, we can load up a bass pattern from here, just a simple one. Do this again, bass. Simple bass pattern from here. We can save the pattern. We can copy a seed, load a seed. We can actually duplicate the first half. What does that mean? Let me show you. We'll reset this. So just say we've got 16. So up to 8 is our first half. I'm going to come in here and just do some random changes. If I come now here and do duplicate first half, it duplicates it across for the other half of this pattern, saving you a fuckload of time. Alternatively, you can do things like this, put in a bass line. Oops, we'll just clear this again. Alternatively, I can draw a few of these in, like so, and I can select all the way up to here, and then copy and paste, right? So I can take only, say, that half, come into ARP B, and I can paste that in here, right? So you can, there's heaps of copy and paste options for you as well. There's one more thing I was going to cover before we get the fuck out of here. I think that's most of it. Oh, randomization. One more thing on randomization too. Let's do a baseline. In fact, what are you not connected to? You know. Oh, that's why. I'm just going to kill these. Clear. There we go. All good. That's all cleared. We'll clear all these out as well too. Make these full screen. Bring back these keyboards. Don't know why you're not letting me do that. We don't need it anyway. Right. With randomization, I can turn on this auto roll and it will randomize each time it gets to the end. Depending on what you have set here. So if I turn all these on, every time it gets to the end, it's going to totally randomize. You probably don't want to do it this way. But if you just have it like set for, say, ratchets, let's turn them all off and just have ratchets turned on and maybe the length. Turn this on, and every time it gets to the end, it's going to randomize whatever you've got selected down here. We can turn on silence. It's just, there's so much to do with this thing. It is so bonkers. Let's do something from scratch, just to show you how quickly and easy it is for me to make something just off the bat. We'll put in 4 tracks in here. We'll load up a MIDI processor of PolyPipe. We'll do a piano, keep it all nice and simple. We'll load King of Bass for bass. Right. We'll chuck in Osidia as well. And we'll chuck in, I don't know, Synthmaster, the new Synthmaster 3 beta that's out, public beta. Come in here. We'll send these out. So the first one is going to piano. Second one is going to bass. Third one is going to Osidia. Fourth one is going to Synthmaster. Let's start building. For the first, we'll start on ARP B, and I'll choose a bass line. And that is done. We've got our bass line set there. I need to make sure it's on, make sure everything's good. Make sure we've got my keyboard. I've got to add my keyboards, right? So we need to play the keyboard. So we're hearing everything right now. Now we got to mix up this this piano. So we're going to go to ARP A and let's put in some custom chords. Right. So again, I'm just holding down a chord. Now the bass is set to do the, let's make sure it's set to bass. We can slow this down. We'll keep the bass going fast. We'll slow down the piano to an eighth. All right, let's bring in ARP C. So we'll turn this on over here, ARP C, and we'll make sure we'll find an interesting kind of sound. We'll just do a bell, whatever. Keep it nice and simple. We'll do this lead of keys. What do we got? There's a really nice bell tone. That'll be fine. And now our ARP C is on. We want to turn it on over here. And we want to create, let's just load a 1-finger melody. I'm going to set this to, actually, to our custom, we're going to set this to notes and chords. Got a better sound than that. Bell Blossom. Let's try that one. Right. And now last, we got this ARP here, which we're going to send. We'll do some ratchets maybe. We'll do a melodic tech zapper, mystical glitch. Sounds good to me. Let's choose a random sound from this thing. What do we choose? Synth lead. I'm just picking at random, baby. At random. We want to turn this on. And now you might want to add some drums, right? Again, I'm just pulling this out of my ass, so it's not going to be perfect, eh? We've got to wrap things up. Put in some kicks. Let's put in a snare. Let's put in some hats, some hats. And we're off! Right! I think there's one more hidden thing, and it's this one. Let's do a quick reset. Init reset. See how I reset the preset? And I'm a poet, I didn't know it. If you hold down this, you get this mirror thing. And you can actually mirror a whole bunch of things. So I'm just holding my finger down on the mirror, and whatever I drag, those equally will move, which is a really quality of life thing. I'm just holding the mouse down, or you can do it with your finger. Hold this down and you can move. I'll just do it with my mouse. Hold it down to changes color. Hey, we're back. And you can move these. There's just so many cool things you can do with this, right? It is so good. Pitch. So there you go. All right, that is PolyPipe. I know it's a lot. There's a lot. And I will link to Paul's videos in the description. It is $14.99. And it's so fucking deep. Perfect for live performances. Perfect for putting in Logic. You can put it wherever you want, right? Just remember, it doesn't make music. It just sends MIDI notes out and stuff. All right, there's lots of great stuff coming up across YouTube today. I think the next thing that's kind of happening is, again, there is no Unearthed. We got one more week break. I just needed a break for 4 weeks, and then we'll be back to do another 12 episodes, and then another break, and we may go back to Walk With Me after that. So one more week, and Unearthed will be back. We've got Sunshine Archer and Pole Vault. Remember, this week, coming up on the channel, Sunshine Archer. I'm going to be interviewing Sunshine Archer this week. An Adorable Anarchy interview was cancelled yesterday. We'll reschedule that for next month, so it'll happen. We'll just do it next month. Sunshine Archer this week coming on the show. And you're not going to want to miss this week, because we're doing 2 fantastic shows for Scalar 3. We're doing the standalone version of Scalar 3, which you get both of these inside of the app, but they're both very different. And the AUv3 version. So we're doing 2 shows back to back each day. One day, I think we're doing the standalone first, and the day after we're doing the AUv3 version. This app is fucking sick. It's so good. Scalar 3 is so good. I've been on the beta for like 2 months. It's fucking awesome. It's so good. There's no Laurie's Mishmosh today. You've got Gary Hubbs coming up. You've got Leela. Lots of good stuff. I'll be performing tomorrow. I don't know what the rant is this week. Anyway, we're all good. This was PolyPipe. Great stuff, Paul. All right, thanks for hanging out. If you're watching the replay, do the like, do all that stuff. It really helps. And remember, I see you.